Hey besties, today we are doing a very quick going out kind of look. I kind of went a little bit crazy with the highlighter, as you can see, and some of the new products I got in my Ulta haul. So I would call this kind of like a glowy, golden, mermaidy kind of look. If you don't follow me on TikTok, please follow me, like this video, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And if you want to check anything out that is in this video, it's going to be linked down below, so don't forget to check that out. All right, guys, let's get into it. This is the Embryolisse Le Crème Concentré. I don't know how to say this. This one is supposed to be good for removing makeup. You can use it as a mask. You can put a good amount, use it as a mask. You can use it as a primer. This is amazing. I've put this on as like the last step of my skincare to sort of seal everything in. And just like the glow that I've woken up with is incredible. So also like putting a little bit on my neck. So I would say get your hands on some of that. Like, it's so incredibly hydrating. I'm going to take a look at what we got here for our foundation. I actually would love to have some more dupe recommendations from you guys. I've heard a lot of good things about the Dior, obviously Patrick Ta, but I kind of don't feel like dropping a bunch of money on foundation. I just started jujitsu, so any expenditures that I would like to make for fun for myself really are gis and cute rash guards and just anything like that. So I'm not a fan right now of spending that much on my foundation because I don't wear foundation every day. I wear foundation probably like a drop of it, maybe mixed in with my SPF primer, which, by the way, the Milani primer that I bought, which is like in my other video if you want to check that out, it's been going amazing. Like, I feel like my bronzer at the end of the day isn't like a patchy mess. Like, there's still something left. It's actually funny because I went to jujitsu and I hadn't, it was one of my first days, I'll give myself that. I hadn't washed my face and done like the whole kind of prep because you're supposed to go clean, showered, like you're going on a date, like ready, to get like real intimate with someone. But I hadn't, and the one girl that I rolled with, she had all my MAC bronzer on her shirt, which was really funny, but just a testament that the primer held on all the way until like 7:30, so like over 12 hours of wear, and it looked amazing. All right, next we're going in with the Maybelline matte and poreless. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. This I've been loving. Just the finish is matte, right? Which is what I want. I want that blurred look. I feel like my pores have been a little congested, which is my bad because I haven't been super good about my skincare routine. So that's on me. But definitely does help to have anything to kind of help, especially on my nose. Some of these little breakouts I've gotten, which I actually got from waxing. I'm trying to do a DIY and really effing up my skin. So, not doing that again. I'm just going to stick to the old tweezer, which is what I had been doing, but I was trying to be lazy and I'm like, let me just use one of those wax strips and just kind of get it all done in one go, but my skin did not like it. So, not doing that again, but definitely remembering what it feels like to have these like breakouts that feel like they never go away. Most of my breakouts usually tend to be around that time of the month, so I know at least it's like, okay, I'll use like a benzoyl peroxide cleanser. If you don't know that trick, use a benzoyl peroxide cleanser. I'll link one below for you guys if you want to check it out. But something like that, you know what I mean? And I know I'm good, but my gosh, it was rough. It was rough. I woke up and my whole forehead like was very angry. All right, so now that that's done, I want to go with my bronzer and my kind of like glowy blush kind of products in first, and then my concealer, because today we're going for like a really glowy sun-kissed kind of look. So I'm going in with the Juvia's Place liquid bronzer that I just bought in cinnamon. I'm really excited about this stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear my cat. She's really going through it. But like literally that's how much you need. So I think like this is gonna last me until 2030. So A little bit on my nose. I still haven't mastered nose contouring. Contouring. I don't know how to say that word. Whatever. We're trying. But this stuff is amazing. And the shade match, like, they have so many shades. Obviously, it's Juvia's Place, and they're so inclusive, and they make shades for all shades, all skin shades, and all peoples. But I'm very impressed because I'm pretty olive, and I usually have trouble with bronzers either looking too orange or too gray. And this is exactly the color my skin looks when I have a really, really nice tan. It's perfect. So I would highly recommend that you check it out. They sell it at Ulta, probably online as well. I mean, other than Ulta. But I would just stop in at an Ulta because they usually carry all colors. Like, I've never had a problem at Ulta with Juvia's Place. All right, we're going to blend the nose. I'm really nervous about this. This is not the right brush to use, so please do as I say, not as I do. Should use a better brush. Alrighty. If this looks patchy on camera, please, someone scream. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Okay. Next is my concealer, which is hiding from me currently. Where'd you go, little guy? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, friend? He's hiding from me. The concealer's a boy, obviously. Duh. I don't know why. Where'd you go, dude? Okay. Can't find them, so I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, which, disclaimer, I feel like is fine for a night out, but I would not use this for daily wear. Why? Because it does tend to crease. It is really good with the coverage. I'm using the cat paw concealer brush, or kitten paw concealer brush that I got with the Real Techniques kit that I ordered, that I got off Ulta. This is so good. I really am kicking myself in the butt that I hadn't used something like this prior. Like, wow. It makes blending such a dream. Leave a comment if you can hear my cat. I want to see if this mic is amazing and you guys can hear her crying. She's very clingy. But I think most of us probably have experienced that with our pets. Like, man, she's like worse than my son. And his is understandable. He's 2. She's 4. But maybe in cat years, she's still a baby. I'm just a baby. I feel like that's what she's constantly saying whenever she starts crying like that. All right, just going with my finger. All right, you guys. This is a night out, so hopefully, lights are kind of dim. My foundation and my concealer don't have to be super on point, but just enough. And then don't forget the chin. And then with whatever I have that's excess on the brush, I like to go in around my nose. I just don't like to put a lot of product there because I feel like it looks odd. All right. That's done, my friends. So now we are going to go in with the MAC Radiant Skin Finish in Deep Golden. This has been such a beautiful purchase. I know it's an odd way of putting it, but my gosh, like, I've been able to use this for so many things. It's amazing. So I'm going to go in with this first because this does kind of have a little bit of a rosy color, I want to say. And so I like going in with this first, I've discovered, and then my blush. And again, because it's a powder, you want to layer it on top of your liquid. If you didn't know that, now you know. So we always go in after with our powder products. I know there's some products that are formulated so that you can go over, a powder foundation or a setting powder. but this is definitely not one of them that I know of, the Juvia's Place. All right, I'm gonna go a little bit on my forehead. I got that 5 head. Got a lot of brains in there, you know? Gotta blend that in. A little bit on my nose. We're gonna go in with the eyeshadow brush for this. Now, we're gonna use the Milani Baked Powder Blush in Luminoso. Gonna use the same brush. Being lazy, my friends. This is real life. This is exactly how I would do it. I'm not gonna fake it for the camera. I'm going with a little bit of a heavy hand because I am gonna place setting powder on top. And so that tends to kind of dull some of that color. Alright, Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. Same color as the foundation, 220 Beige. Natural beige. And just lightly swirling, tapping, and with a light hand, just setting all of this makeup in place. And then on top of this, we're going to use the glycerin, the rose water and glycerin spray that I just bought. And this will kind of as well lock it all in, help blend all of these powders and make it look effortless. And then we're going to go in and do our eyeshadow, our lip, and we'll be done. So this is a rose water and glycerin from the Heritage Store. I like doing an X and then I just kind of spray all over. So find what works for you. Oh, it smells amazing. And then this is something I like to do as well. I just take the same brush with whatever powder is on there after I set it down and I just tap in the setting spray. I'm really excited to try out the Sachi Beauty eyeshadow that I bought. It claims to be creaseless. We will see because I am going to be doing a live for a while, so I'm a little bit skeptical, but we'll see. I'm going to use my Sachi Beauty. Gosh, I love Sachi Beauty. Sachi Beauty, sponsor me. Just kidding, they're too massive. Who am I? We're going to put this on in the shade 2 Mauve. So the way that this works is you want to make sure your lips are as exfoliated as you can get them. I'm lazy and I tend to bite my lips and just kind of buff them like that. And then with the light hand, so with one dip, one side of the applicator and then the other, and then with what's left, I go all over, right? Okay? I dip again, same thing. One side, the other, and then with what's left. You don't want to have any spots that have excess product. I'll reshape a little bit. With the tip. And then we just let it dry. I'm going to talk really funny for the rest of this. I'm going to talk like this because I'm trying not to have my lips touch because then the product will start moving around as well. I'm going to use the MAC Skin Finish as my eyeshadow to help contour the eyes here. This is lovely. I didn't get to go to jiu-jitsu today, guys. I'm so sad. I'm actually really loving it. Like, I'm shocked at how much I'm loving it. If you ladies have not tried it, you should. Obviously, I had been avoiding going because it's a lot of physical contact. I didn't want to have that much contact with a dude that's like 100 pounds heavier than me and just kind of get beat up for fun. But it was fun when I rolled with other women around my size. And I brought one of my friends and we had a great time. Shout out AJ. We beat each other up and then we went to work the next day and stared at each other. across our desks and said, wow, we're exhausted. But it was really fun. So I went in with that brush, right? Then I'm going to go in with a fluffier brush, place a little bit more on my brush, and blend this out onto my brow bone. All right? This is going to give me that shape that I want. And then we're going to try this bad boy out. So this is the eyeshadow stain that Sachi Beauty claims to have. I think it's a 10-hour creaseless wear. And it's supposed to be a liquid eyeshadow that dries down. So you're supposed to blend with your fingers or a brush, but I'm going to use my fingers. And we're just going to go for it. So, oh my gosh. That is insane. Like, are you kidding me? It does feel very wet, so I am a little bit scared of how this will move around, but wow. Okay, it feels like it's dried down. That dried down extremely quickly, so that is very good, because that's what I was worried about was, as you're putting this on, if there's any sort of movement, right, as you're blinking, you know, will it get all over the top of your eyelid and look crazy? Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Kind of want to put some on the bottom lash line. Oh, I was so quiet because I was so focused, but that looks really great. All right, so I'm going to give that a second to kind of set and do my brows while I wait. I'm not going to do anything crazy for my brows. I'm going to use the Super Lock, the Maybelline Super Lock. Just kind of get these groomed, but nothing nuts. Do people say that anymore? Nothing nuts, nothing crazy. It's always the worst when you say something like a saying and then you say it and you're like, whoa, I totally messed that up. Can't take it back. That's out there now. You're gonna have to live with that one. And then you go to bed and you replay everything stupid you said that day. All right. There we go. So we're just skipping around. This is how I actually do my makeup. I'm ADHD AF. So this is already pretty dry. I see one spot that looks a little bit wet, so we're going to give it a little while longer. We're going to curl our lashes, do our mascara, and we are done, my friends. All right. I have a burgundy mascara that I have been digging hardcore. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use that one. I'll probably use some highlighter that I've been wanting to play with as well. But let's see. Let's see. I have no idea where I put this. Oh, we're going to use our brown mascara from Essence. That's what we're going to do. Because I feel like the red and the gold looks cute, but I kind of want the focus to be the gold for this look. It's Thursday for me. It's probably Friday by the time you guys see this, so happy Friday. Or whatever day it is. Hope you guys are killing it. Alright, so the eyes are done. We're going to rip this off. So you start on one edge. I don't have my nails on, so don't look at my man hands. Kind of spread your lips out like this. Find an edge. Peel up and outwards. Alright? There are edges sometimes that don't fully dry or they dry kind of thin. So just use your nail and scratch it off, it'll come off. At this point too, it hasn't like set, so you can kind of rub some areas out. This isn't so bad, but there's times where it doesn't dry well and you have areas that are stained more. What I do is I get a paper towel, not a napkin, a paper towel. I wet it really slightly and I rub that area very lightly, almost like I'm blending it out. And then that gets rid of that excess pigment without ruining the color from the rest of the areas. So just a tip there for you. If you're ever in that predicament, that is what you do. All right. So we got that on. I'm going to go in just on top of this with this. I don't remember exactly what this is called, but it's in the color Feathery Floor. So I'll link it for you guys. And then I kind of am feeling crazy, so we're going to do a little bit of highlighter. I have this Wet n Wild Chameleon highlighter that I love. So just going in, like, look at this. This is gorgeous. With my finger, just on my brow bone. All right, that's it. We're all done. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you in the next one. Please let me know what you'd like to see. If you don't follow me on TikTok, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. Hello, we're here. And I will catch you guys in the next one.